Hello, beautiful being. Welcome to In Her Dreams and welcome to your reading. I'm so grateful that you're taking time to tune in to see what messages are flowing in from Spirit for you. Ashe. Thank you, Divine. All right, we're going to start with the dice today. I'm feeling led. Thank you, Divine. Please bring through the messages that this beautiful being needs at this time. Okay. There was something related to your home or family that felt like an accident of some sort. It felt like it actually may have felt like a tragedy. You got home and this accident image here. But Divine is delivering you from this. Here it's someone shoveling themselves out of the depths. And Divine says that you have done this. You're the one who's gotten yourself out of this situation. I'm getting an image of someone like putting a banana peel on the ground or spreading some oil on the ground. And then, bam, here this was. So it's giving setup vibes. It feels like someone set you up or tried to set you up in order to fall. They wanted to see you fail regarding something within your home. Okay, this could have been regarding finances. So it doesn't have to be that the setup occurred in your home. It could have been within the workplace, or it could have been in order to affect your finances. It also could have been within a relationship. Maybe someone tried to play games with your relationship. But in some sort of way, somebody wanted to see you struggle. And it did put you in a situation where you had to figure something out. You may have been searching, like with this digging image here. You may have been trying to find information, put pieces of the puzzle together. Okay? Divine says it's a time now for you to nourish yourself. This person right here is grubbing. So this is a time of pleasure. It's a time for you to care for yourself. Because you've been in a situation recently where you really had to work in order to put the pieces of the puzzle together and figure things out and get yourself out of a predicament that someone had worked really hard, treacherously, to put you in that situation, in that predicament. But now it's like Divine says you have a plenty, and you always will have a plenty because your spirits will always take care of you. Divine will always provide for you and see to it that you have a plenty, that you always have what you need. If you've been worried about not having enough of something, this is reassurance that you will have enough. You may have even been worried about the economy right now with the prices of things and just how crazy things are with the government and the economy. Divine says you will be provided for. There will always be a way for you. And you may travel soon. 414 on the timer. I've been seeing 4s and 1s all the time, so I had to call that one out. Thank you, Spirit. This has a double meaning here. For one, you may travel soon in order to rest and relax and rejuvenate. That goes right along with that card, or I said card, that dice, where they're eating, they're taking care of themselves, they're nourishing themselves. So you have some rest and relaxation coming up in your near future. But also this is about you soaring above any past problems, anything that someone tried to create for you regarding treacherous situations. Treachery keeps coming through. I feel like you have been involved with some treacherous individuals, not because you wanted to be, but because that's where you were on your path at that time, where divine allowed you to experience something that felt very difficult, very challenging, but it was in order to strengthen your vessel, your body, your mind, so that you were able to withstand anything and everything that you will ever encounter on your journey from here on. Okay? Ashe. Thank you, Spirit, for those messages. Let's go ahead and get an archetype or a couple of archetype cards. Actually, I want to start with the Wisdom Oracle, get an overall message. Thank you, Divine. Ooh. We've got Treasure Island and Round and Round. You're discovering treasures where you never thought you'd find them. These are treasures in love and prosperity. There are treasures that you've been waiting for that have taken a while. There's a tortoise here. So it's felt like some slow movement. But it's all in divine timing. With this being card 9, this is about your wish fulfillment. I'm seeing 9 of Cups, 9 of Pentacles, stability, independence, prosperity. Also Round and Round. You've been feeling at times like you've been going around and round, experiencing the same old things over and over again, and you've wanted change. But divine is bringing through that as you go through cycles around and round, you're also going up, you're ascending. So those cycles are not pointless. It's not like you're not growing as you go round and round. You are evolving and you are ascending. And divine says to take some time to just step back and reflect on how you've changed and how you've grown over the past few months and over the past few years. And for some of us, the past few decades, you know? Because when you think about where you were and where you are now, when you think about who you were and who you are now, the difference is drastic. And sometimes just living day to day, we forget how much we've changed. But you have made a drastic change, many drastic changes. And you deserve to congratulate yourself for that. Thank you, Divine. All right, any other message from this deck? Orphaned. Yeah, see, that goes along with that dice. With the, where he was falling. It feels like there was somebody who let you fall. It's that someone was supposed to protect you. There's someone who was supposed to protect you. There's someone who, first of all, was supposed to see to it that you didn't end up in a situation where you were surrounded by someone or in the presence of someone that would target you in the way that they did. But also, once you were targeted, I feel like there's someone that you, the way you see it, is that they let you down, and that's what's coming through. Like divine is saying, you're on the money with that. Somebody missed the mark. There's somebody in your world who was supposed to fill the role of protector, and caretaker. They were supposed to take care of you. They were supposed to nurture you through a situation. For some of you, this could have been a family member. For some of you, this could have been a lover, a soulmate. Whether it was a lover or not, it could have been a soulmate. That's the energy that's coming through, a soulmate energy. For some of you, this could have been a parent. And it's like they just let you fall. And for some of you, you feel like they let you fall over and over and over again. So you're like, okay, you saw this happen once. I get it. You missed that, right? Okay. Anybody can miss it the first time, but then you let it happen again. You know? There's somebody who is supposed to see you through a situation, but instead it felt like they set you up, or they helped other people set you up. It felt like someone who was supposed to love you was working against you. And so you felt orphaned. You felt like you did not have the love, the support, the nurturance, the protection that you deserved. What I'm getting though is that because of that, because you were not protected when you were supposed to have been protected, you have become a fierce protector of others. You've also become a fierce protector of yourself. That's the beauty that has come about from this situation. We've got 11:11 on the timer. Because of this situation, you have become strong, and you've become tuned in to understand the needs that we have as humans and as spiritual beings. You're very sensitive to that now. And that's going to help make sure that in the future, you are either better prepared to protect yourself, but also you know how to speak up for yourself and let someone know, this is what I need. And if you cannot protect me and be there for me when I need you in this way, what are we doing? What are we doing? Because you're not about to play with anybody now. You're not about to allow anybody to play with you. You learned a lot from this situation, but you're not trying to remain here. But that's like that digging dice. It's like you've dug yourself out of the depths of where you sank in that situation. 1222, because it really did leave you feeling hung out to dry, forsaken, forgotten about, overlooked. And now you realize that anybody who does not treat you with the love and the dignity that you deserve, they don't need to be in your world. Period. Yeah, so you've learned a lot, and you've grown a lot from that. It's really beautiful. It's really beautiful. Thank you, Spirit. What does this beautiful being need to know? Ooh, your God energy is activated. Yes! You know, being a god, being a goddess, as long as you're creating, as long as you're creating your reality, you are a god, you are a goddess. That's what's necessary. And you're doing it. Because, for one, you chose not to remain here. See, that's what sets people apart. People who get stuck in that victim mode. People who remain hurt, and they become so hurt by their past that they choose to hurt others. Versus people who say, yeah, I was hurt, but I refuse to continue to feel like a victim. You activated your God energy. 1414 on the timer. You decided to dream. You decided to create. You decided to choose your path and to not allow fate to take over. You're above fate. You're aligned with your destiny. Fate is what happens when we just let go and say, okay, and sometimes that's cool, but you know that you have something greater, and that is your divine destiny that your soul has planned for you. And what you've realized is that for that, sometimes discipline is required. Sometimes you're doing the things that you don't really feel like doing, but you know it's good for you. You know that it's what you need. And even though your human body, your flesh doesn't want to do it, you're like, oh, but my mind is strong. And I'm going to tap into that potential that I have right now to lock in and to do what I need to do. I see you taking care of your body. I see you nurturing your mind. I see you choosing what you watch, what you listen to, what you consume, what you put inside your body. I see you making choices that aren't always the easiest choice to make, but it is good for you. And it puts you in this mode. With athlete, yeah, that's dedication to transcending physical limits. Development of personal willpower and strength of spirit. I'm feeling these really strong vibes from you where you're testing your limits, not just in a physical way, but also spiritually. You're seeing how far you can go. And you're realizing that, and see, that's why Divine brought through that you're so far from this place where you used to be, but yet you have an understanding of what it feels like to be here. So when you come across a being who is here, you can go right back there and recall those emotions so that you have true empathy for that being and you can connect with them and help support them. But that's a part of what makes you so strong and so limitless, so that you're pushing beyond those boundaries of what people have said were possible for you. I feel like you've pushed beyond something in the physical realm that people said that you would not be able to do. For some of you, you may have had a learning disability that you've overcome, or that you've learned to live with and live in a proud, content way, where people thought that, oh, like you may have had a teacher put you down. You may have had a parent discourage you from something. You may have had someone speak to you very negatively, but you did not allow that to stop you because you know that you have intellectual power. Whether others identified that in you or not, you know that you have it, and you tune into that. And because of what you've accomplished, you're able to guide others. You're able to support others. This is really important for your destiny, because it's a part of what you're doing. I see you as the hermit. I see you as having a lot of deep insight that you offer others and that you reflect on first within yourself, and then you're able to offer others. Yeah. Everything that you went through that was labeled a difficulty or an impossibility or a disability or whatever, you have turned it into what has allowed you to go into God mode. That's how we roll. I love it. I love it. Okay, thank you, Spirit. I'm going to lay a couple of tarot cards. Divine, please bring through the messages regarding the current situation or conflict that this beautiful being needs to be made aware of or needs to know. One more, Spirit. I need one more. Wow. Okay. There's a reason why Spirit brought through that information about you being in God mode. Because there's somebody here who's trying to test your strength and your wisdom. There's somebody here who's watching you with the Prince of Swords. It's like Page of Swords. They're scoping you out. They see you as this swan. They desire you. And with this being the Four of Pentacles, they want you. They, what's the word, Spirit? Well, they're obsessed over you. Because the Page of Swords by the Four of Pentacles is a very obsessive energy. But they desire you on a very deep level. They want you. Okay? They want to enter a Two of Cups type of union with you or connection with you. But looking at the other cards, I'm not gonna call it a connection. This is more of an attachment that they want with you. They want to reel you in. With the Two of Cups here, what I'm getting here is like the energy of a false flame, or someone who wants to present themselves as a twin flame. This could be someone that you have strong soulmate ties with, but it's really feeling very karmic. They want to tap into your intuitive gifts, into your intuition. They want to come to you as if they're offering what you have, like this would be a mirror type of energy. But it's not. The moon is with you. I'm seeing you here because your feminine energy, whether you're male, female, or however you identify, the moon is with you. This other person coming towards you or scoping you out, they do not have the same intuitive gifts that you have. They want yours. This is someone who wants to siphon your divine energy. With the Princess of Cups here, it's almost like there's someone who's peacocking. Like they want to tempt you with a cup that looks big and overflowing. But it leaves a lot to be desired, actually. 22:33 on the timer. This person that's offering you a cup, they have lots of other people that they are scoping out as well. This is not something that is unique for them. They know that you're unique. That's why they're putting so much effort and energy into trying to attract you. But what's in the back of their mind is not unique at all, because they have other options. They have other people that they want to keep in their rotation. There is no dedication here. Okay? Divine is recommending that you have the Nine of Wands energy. Have the courage to put up your boundaries. Have the courage to remain balanced and disciplined. Because all that this experience offers is Two of Pentacles, wishy-washy energy, Two of Swords, confused energy. Okay? Usually with the Two of Swords, there is a blindfold. You can see her eyes are closed in this deck, okay? The way it appears in this deck. But with the Two of Swords, there's something that you're not seeing. They don't want you to see clearly. They don't want you to see clearly. And Seven of Cups. This is the energy of an illusion. They want to keep you here in the dark, so that you're not even able to access the cups that are actually there. They want you like a caged bird. Why is this bird in this circle? It should be flying freely. That's what true love feels like, where you can fly experience and be free with one another, right? But this bird is alone, because in this connection, that's exactly how you would feel, is alone. Divine, please clarify this situation. Okay, this appears to be a King of Swords here. So I'm getting the energy of a King of Swords reversed. This is a King of Swords who, they would present themselves to you as someone who is clear-minded, logical. Okay, like they have all the facts, they have all the answers, and they want to present themselves as offering the Ten of Cups. What is the truth of this being that's coming to this beautiful being? So with Nine of Cups beside Five of Pentacles, they're presenting themselves as being your wish fulfillment, but this is really what they bring is poverty. They would leave you out in the cold. Divine, what can you tell us about this, what seems to be this King of Swords? Let's see how they're coming through. Divine, show us about this person that would approach this beautiful being. They want some unexpected money. They're seeking money. Also, there could be something that's coming through for you. They know that there's some abundance that's coming to you, and that's what they want. They want to be able to grab it before you can. Yeah, they're waiting. You see that clock up there? And they're actually getting tired of waiting. So what this lets me know is that, yes, your God mode is fully activated. Fully activated. Because more than likely, you've already picked up on this energy already of someone who's kind of lurking or watching, stalking. With the Page of Swords, this is somebody who has their eyes on you. Maybe they're watching you on social media. Maybe they're watching you in real life. This could be someone who lives close to you. He's keeping an eye on where you are and your moves that you're making. Okay? But some way, whether it's someone who watches you in person or via social media, this is a person who's keeping their eyes on you and they're watching, but they're getting tired. Well, they can stay tired because they're not going to get anything that they're looking for because they're going about it the wrong way and they have purely evil intentions. They're concerned because they're worried about their time running out. They feel like they're going to have to make an appearance in your life. Hello? Hello? What do you want? You know? They feel like they're going to have to pop up and make an actual appearance. What I'm getting is that this person actually wanted you to approach them. Yeah, see, that's why they're sitting back. They've been waiting for you to approach them. I wouldn't be surprised if this person has been doing some love work on you to try to get you to approach them, because that would not only stroke their ego, but it would also make them feel like they're in high demand. Yeah, it's all about their ego. With this person, it's all about their ego. This is a person who is willing to change their vibe in order to appeal to you. Okay? I feel like this is like part 2 of the last reading that came through about an offer. It was avoid this dirty offer and your abundance will flourish. I feel like this is related to that. Divine is going into more detail here. And apparently this person is still waiting to approach you about some sort of connection. What does this person want with the collective? What are this person's intentions? What is their plan? What are they trying to do? Okay, so there could be a feminine energy here with Ice Queen. This could be an air sign, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius, and they have been giving you the evil eye. This is jealousy. This is envy. This is a desire to see you falter in some way. With that dice that came through, and then we saw that there was someone that was wishing bad on your home life. This could be that person that was wishing that energy on you. And perhaps now they're coming back for round 2. Because it's very likely that these 2 characters here are related in some way. All right. This could be a partner of this person. Perhaps they're working in cahoots. Maybe this Ice Queen knows this King of Swords, because that's how they're coming through, as the King of Swords. All right. And they want to control you in some way, whether it's, I'm getting energetically and financially, with which both are energy, but I'm seeing that they want access to your spiritual energy, but also to your financial energy as well. What is their motive, Divine? One of them has a health concern, or perhaps both. Okay, they might need to feast off of your energy because they know that you're an excellent source of divine energy. They might want to access the energy of your family. I feel like you have 10 of Cups type energy, or you have access to that. Emotional fulfillment, positive interaction, and positive vibrations within your home. They want access to that. But it's very likely that they were causing some sort of negative influence on your home before. If there's something that you experienced in your home prior to this, they more than likely had something to do with it. Sending negative intentions towards you, wanting to access your energy, wanting to siphon your energy. Yeah, they know that you're a priestess or a priest. But also what I'm getting is that this Ice Queen may work with energy. Okay? And so they want to access your spiritual frequency. They want to tune into it. They want what you've got. Yeah, okay, so here we go. King and Queen of Swords. They're working together. But the King of Swords, now it could be that the Queen of Swords wants to come forward. It's just that I saw this, the masculine energy with the Hello card. But it could be either or, okay? I also saw the King of Swords presented in the tarot. So it feels like that, okay? And here he is right here. So we've got karma, chakras, and the veil. So there's something that they are experiencing. It feels like this couple has sent negative energy towards you in the past. And they're not very happy with the karma that they're experiencing with that health concern. Okay, somebody's not doing very well. They are experiencing karma for having come against you in the past. They want to re-energize their chakras. And so they're trying to get beyond the boundaries that you have set. You may have set boundaries with these people. And now they're trying to pierce the veil and get to your energy. What else, Spirit? Do you see what we're doing here? We've got High Priest and Priestess. And we've got Ice King and Ice Queen. This is a couple that is working together to try to invade your energy. And they are sending one person within the couple, more than likely one. They could be sending both, because I'm also getting the vibe of a poly energy here. And actually, there was a memory of my own that kept coming to me today. And it's coming to me now. It's relevant. When I was about 20 or so, I went into a Walmart. And I went in the makeup aisle, of course. I always love makeup. And there's this big guy that comes down the makeup aisle. And you never know. I mean, nowadays, a lot more men wear makeup, but back then, it wasn't very popular. So I'm like, why is he in the makeup aisle? And he approaches me. And he says, "You're beautiful." I said, "Thank you." And he says, "You're just my girlfriends and my type." And I was so shocked because I was just 20, right? I hadn't seen much of the world yet, okay? And so I was taken aback and I had to catch my breath, and then I was like, "I don't do that." He was like, "Oh, I'm sorry." And he just ran off, right? But that memory kept coming to me today. And I feel like there's something here with that vibe. This could be a polyamorous couple that wants access to your energy, and they're going to try to do it by offering something within the realm of love or physical attraction, but they don't want to come to you. The only reason why they're considering that now is because they really do want your energy. They really do want access to you. The golden child. They see you as the golden child, the favored one in a family, okay, seen as the perfect child, placed on a pedestal and expected to fulfill high expectations. That's why they want your energy. They see your divinity. They see your divinity. Medical checkup. Need for a medical checkup before symptoms appear. Go see a doctor. Don't delay a medical review. There's something here about the health of one of these people, and it's something that this has been coming through in the readings. There could be an STD going on here. There could be something very, very dangerous regarding health. So if this is something that you have been aware of already, just keep that on your radar, okay, to make sure that you care for your health and look out, okay, because it feels like, and this feels like one of those situations where it's somebody who would know that about their health and still go right on as business as usual. Especially with them eyeing you, seeing you as the Page of Swords. I actually don't think that the King of Swords had come out, but it did come out as in this Kipper-ish deck with the Ice King. Okay, but yeah, we've got the Ice King there. But with them seeing you as the golden child, this could be some kind of polyamorous sex cult, you know, and they want to harvest your energy. Grooming. A calculated process in building trust with a person in order to exploit or abuse them later. Divine is giving a whole warning here. Not only related to their health status, okay, with a potential STD here, but look at that. Look at that image with the snake wrapped around the lollipop. And that's putting other things in my mind too, okay? I feel like they want you to worship something related to their physique, okay? No. One drop rule. Obsessed with purity, identity reduction, inherited shame or power, gatekeeping, scapegoat. They want access to your DNA. Do you see that? Putting these two together, golden child and the one drop rule, they see your divine energy. They know that you are of a royal bloodline. And they want to do something very, very dark. Very dark. Protect yourself and stay far away. This is real talk. Look, honest and direct conversation. Candid speech or conversation, laying it all out on the table. They might want to approach you and act as if they are coming to you with honesty and laying it all out on the table, but your intuition will pick up on whatever you need to know. But regarding this couple, be very, very cautious, because underneath it all, underneath whatever facade or mask they would approach you with, there is a whole lot of evil there. It feels like a cult. It feels like something very dark and sinister. And what Spirit is bringing through is that those are their intentions, okay? Buffer, a protective barrier from external forces, ensuring that you don't swing too hard in one direction, time and delay. So Divine is saying that you are protected, and also keep space between you and these beings, because they are not to be trusted. Glass onion, you think you get it at a glance, but it takes digging deeper to truly understand. There's so much that lies beneath the surface of what these people are willing to show you. 40/40 on the timer. So Divine is reminding you that yes, your God mode is activated, and use every bit of your God energy as you interact with these people if you have to. Maybe you know them in a work environment. Maybe you know them in a situation where home or school or whatever, okay? But if you are in a situation where you have to interact with these people or you have to see them, be very, very cautious, and also be very aware. And what I'm getting is like that memory of that guy approaching me in that Walmart. It's like as soon as I knew what he was up to, I was like, And that's really what Divine is recommending, is that you're like not entertaining anything with these people, because it seems very dark, very sinister, and very off. Okay? All right, beautiful being. That was deep. I'm going to, I want to get one of these and see what Divine is bringing through for your energy. Thank you, Divine. What does this beautiful being need to know? Okay, you've got olive branch. Truce, surrender, giving in or coming to terms, suspend, lull, de-escalate, make amends, peace offering. I feel like they're going to come in with something like that. They're going to come in and appear to want to make amends with you somehow. And it's okay to be at peace. You know, we don't have to, there doesn't need to be conflict, especially if you have to confront these people or interact with them on a regular basis. But just know that they might come in very sweet and very loving and with a mask on, but there's a lot more that's there. Sapphire, mental force, spiritual insight, hope and faith, wise judgment. That is what Divine is bringing through, that you need to have when you look at these people and anything that they are bringing to you regarding interaction or any kind of offers that they might make. Thank you, Divine. Let's get a shaman's dream oracle. What message do you have for this beautiful being? Lay of the land, ancestral wisdom. Yes, and we thank you, Divine, for your wisdom and the wisdom of the ancestors for this beautiful being as they navigate this any interaction from these beings. Okay. Past lessons, being well informed, ancestral wisdom. There are times when you're meant to discover and explore new terrain in your life, even to be part of a wave of change. This is one of those times, and what you're contemplating is perhaps new to you, but others have laid well-worn paths and left wisdom for you to rely and reflect upon. This is so you have a better understanding of the potentials and possible pitfalls on your journey. This situation here feels like a pitfall. When you know the lay of the land, you are better able to fully experience what is being offered to you. This is a wonderful time to seek a mentor or good advice from an expert or elder. That way, you will be able to meet life's opportunities and challenges well informed. Knowing you have a map, now you can be curious about what else is here. This is a path that promises success in all areas. Where others before you have dared to tread, you will discover the treasure they have left behind for you to make your own. So, as you're moving forward and exploring new things, new territory, Divine will put on your path the mentors, the wise teachers that will bring you that wisdom and that support that you need. And one of the reasons for that Divine guidance that Divine offers you is to avoid pitfalls and treacherous people. 4444, you are divinely protected, beautiful being, that would sort of lurk and try to interrupt you on your path, because you have a lot of greatness with that unaccepted. Listen to that. So there's something that these people want you to not accept and to allow them to take from you. But it was that unexpected money, unexpected income. There's something really wonderful that you are going to manifest. It's abundance. And they've already scoped it out. That's why they're watching you with that Page of Swords, okay? So because you're coming into a very abundant time, Divine is saying to be very, very careful about the people that you allow into your space. This couple right here, they're not the ones, but there will be wise people and people that you can trust that Divine will put on your path to support you and to help guide you. But those right there, they're not the ones, okay? All right, beautiful being, I'm so grateful that you tuned in. I hope that this message was helpful to you and that it gave you clarity and support and good vibes. I appreciate you so much, and thank you for taking the time to tune in. I love you, and I wish you peace, joy, and so many blessings. Take care.